When Ed's on the links, uncertainty is par for the course. But when he learned he had cancer, there was no room for doubt. That's why he chose the SOMC Cancer Center. For our board-certified physicians, state-of-the-art technologies, and patient-centered support like personal counseling, financial assistance programs, and the guidance of the American Cancer Society, whose office is right in the building. All the resources he needed to make sure he got back in the swing.
The SOMC Cancer Center. Very good things are happening here.
We had a meeting this evening with Jim, Nathan Davis, and myself about the water rate analysis we have had done from Nathan. In the morning, Jim McCord is going to place one of these in all council members' mailbox. I would like all of you to read it before next meeting so we can discuss it, and then we're going to try to get a ordinance through which will extend our rate increase from this year for 3 years. But this has been done on an analysis. It's not just us saying let's add so much money to it. So this will be in your mailbox tomorrow, so please take it home and read it. It doesn't take very long. Any questions, you can call me or Nathan. I have his email address, and you can even email him with questions. And that's all I have this evening.
I do have a request from the fire chief asking that Andrea Crow be approved for membership in the fire department. She has completed her basic training and her membership committee review. This would be for a probationary volunteer position. And I move that Andrea Crow be appointed to that position.
I'll second it.
Somebody informed me earlier today that our clerk would be celebrating a birthday in March. I would like to wish Roxanne happy birthday.
32.
I just wanted to report on the cash balance. We started off the month with $504,594.55. We transferred to the emergency siren $3,000, and for the bills for this council meeting is $15,358.42. So now we have a cash balance of $486,236.13.
I have a question, what the city's policy is on the maintenance and flushing of the fire hydrant. Just recently, my son lost his house up in St. Anne's, and when the fire department got there, they went down to the fire hydrant and hooked up to it on the end that would not work. So they had to use water out of the pumper until they got another fire department to come in, and they ran the hose clear down the other end of the house. And I talked to several of the neighbors up there, and I don't know about it, and they said that the fact is that they can only remember maybe 1 or 2 times in the past 18 years that they'd ever been flushed up there. So I just wondering if what the city's policy is on the maintenance of the fire hydrants and the flushing of them, because that one definitely was froze up and wouldn't work up there. So, and of course, the amazing thing about it, I guess I was told Monday morning it was up there and they fixed it. So, you know, so I just don't know what the city policy is. I know when I first come on council, which is a good while back, that they used to periodically check them and flush them, and they had a pretty well set policy. I don't know what the policy is now, or whether they've got away from it, or what it is. But
I'll be happy to check with the fire chief and report at the next meeting. I know in Bristol Village they get flushed annually.
I was thinking through the estates. They used to be annually, but just recent memory, I can't. It's been years since I've seen. It doesn't mean they haven't done them, just since I've seen them flushing them. But
I'm sure it's done annually in Bristol Village, and I would think that would hold for the rest of the community. So, anyway, I will talk with the fire chief and report at the next meeting.
Okay, thank you.
I was up there at the fire and talked to him, and he was pretty well disturbed because the hydrant wasn't working, you know. So,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, so we went down and tried it twice, but it wouldn't come on at all.
Okay.
First, I want to read a note from the mayor about the spring cleanup. It says the Waverly Spring Cleanup is scheduled for April 25th to May 6th. April 25th through April 29th will be Green Acres, St. Mary's Lane, Route 104, The Heights, Walnut Street, East Street, Columbia Drive, etc. May 2nd through the 6th will be Bridge Street, 2nd Street, High Street, the Estates, and Bristol Village. All items must be placed at the curb. Gas tanks, batteries, railroad ties, and tires will not be accepted. On the last scheduled pickup day in your area, all items must be placed at the curb no later than 7 a.m.
Ordinance 17, 2011. The purpose of this ordinance to authorize Southern Ohio Medical Center to operate as a medical facility located in an M1 zone district.
Surprisingly, I haven't had anyone contact me on this one. I know when Adina went in, there were quite a few people interested, but has anyone had any contact with anyone really?
No.
Okay, no discussion?
Resolution 18, 2011, purpose to authorize the auditor to transfer $3,000 from the general fund to the emergency siren fund. Whereas it is necessary to transfer money to cover existing and future expenses in the emergency siren fund. Whereas this transfer is necessary to cover expenses committed in the year 2011. Whereas the $3,000 is sufficient for this purpose and has been budgeted in the general fund for transfer in 2011. Therefore, be it resolved that the auditor is hereby authorized to transfer $3,000 of transfer money to the emergency siren fund to cover expenses in that fund. This resolution is an emergency for the immediate preservation of public peace, health, and safety of the citizens of Waverly. At least 5 members of council concurring. I so move.
Second. The purpose of this ordinance is to increase court costs on traffic convictions from $65 to $75. Whereas House Bill 562 requires the mayor's court to send $10 to the state of Ohio. The current court cost for traffic and criminal convictions is $65. However, House Bill 562 does not require $10 to be sent to the state of Ohio for criminal convictions. Whereas it is necessary to increase the court cost for traffic violation cases to $75 so that the city of Waverly may retain $65 on each criminal and traffic conviction. Therefore, be it ordained by the legislative authority of the city of Waverly that the court costs for traffic convictions shall be increased from $65 to $75. The second and third readings of this ordinance are hereby dispensed with, at least 5 members of council concurring, and I so move.
That on the energy source, we have 2 companies now that are giving us quotes. Soda Energy has given us one with a possible savings of $63,000 plus for 3 years, and that's not 63 for each year. That's 63,000 for 3 years. And I had received a quote from Mr. Bradley of AEP Retail, and he had a quote to me today of $29,000. And when I called him up to make sure that was what it was, he said that AEP had raised their rates yesterday 6%. So the quote would be better, And I said, well, okay. So he got me the quote back in a hurry. His quote was, even with the 6% raise, was $43,568 for 3 years, 36 months. Dale and I have discussed this quite a bit this week, and I think that we're going to call the Finance Committee together and have them look at these quotes and read what we have and try to get something decided between the two for next council and try to put it in place. It sounds to me like the Scioto Energy would be at this point the best. They're 20,000 more than AEP. With that, I just want to make a report that we've discussed the records retention program again. Dale said he's talked to Mrs. Niger and is trying to really get something worked out with her to get started soon. And we've got more information on it. In fact, the more information you get, the more you get about like that. And so we're hoping that Mrs. Niger can help us get involved in it a lot quicker than possibly we could ourselves. It looks like there may be some seminars that all elected officials may be going to, and I thought it was just Dale and I, but I've been, somebody has informed me that it looks like probably all the elected officials. We can get a seminar here if we can get 30 people to attend a seminar. The state will help set it up, and if we provide the place. So there is areas that we can work on and hopefully get things straightened out so we can get something going. With that, I just need a motion to pay the bills.
Next council meeting is Tuesday the 19th, 7 o'clock p.m. Next planning commission meeting is Wednesday the 13th, 10 o'clock a.m. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make that motion.
In a second. Meeting adjourned. Thank you.